We're up here in Round Rock, Texas at the Embassy Suites Round Rock and Bar Louie. And we're gonna check out the hotel, the rooms, all the facilities and the features that this hotel has. Come on in. So like I mentioned before, this is an Embassy Suites hotel. So there are some brand highlights, and those include manager's reception at night, breakfast every morning, and it's a full buffet breakfast, and 2-room suites. So a lot of our rooms, most of the rooms in this hotel are actually 2-room suites, which means that you've sort of got a bedroom on one side, and you've got a living room on the other that actually has a pull-out couch. And so in the bedroom side, you can have either 1 king bed or you can have 2 queens. So if you have the 2 queens, well, you have up to like 3 beds. You can probably accommodate like 6 people in a room like that. And then of course the bathroom. So over here, just some little design elements. So generally Embassy Suites likes a elegant but understated design. So as you can see, it's contemporary but not loud, right? So some of the things that make this unique is right here, we've actually got a replica of the namesake of Round Rock, which is, I guess, the Round Rock. They made like a replica of it, and they made a fountain of the replica. So that's our water feature. All Embassy Suites will have some kind of water feature in the lobby, and it's like it's a source of white noise. So when you're checking in or whatever, you know, you don't have a lot of distracting noises happening. It's a calming thing. Another key feature is that green wall, what they call the green wall, and it's got some of those little random rocks and mossy looking things over there. They were actually on a plain gray wall, so we actually had a muralist come in and paint the kois and the sort of river bottom type of look to it. So we had that put in after the fact. And if right behind me is this whole lounge area. You know, right now you can see it's pretty empty, but when we get into the manager's reception in the evening, you'll see that this whole area will actually fill up with people when they get their beer and wine, little snacks and all that. In this hotel, we actually have 3 bars. So the first one is what we call our comp bar, and that is where we serve our manager's reception every night. There's like just, 4 beer taps there, 4 different brands of beer that we serve, some basic selection of wine and basic selection of cocktails and sodas. And then they'll put out some snacks and hors d'oeuvres for people in the evenings. And this is complimentary for all hotel guests. The second bar that we haven't quite got it ready yet, but it's what we call the satellite bar. I also like to call it like the glass house because it's completely encased in glass. Originally in our plans, that was supposed to be an outdoor area. But we decided with, as cold as it gets in the winter and as hot as it gets in the summer here, it might serve us well to have it completely covered and have a completely indoor bar. And so that's when we decided to have that. So let's kind of walk into that area. So now we're in the breakfast area. So if you kind of, look over here, we'll see you've got row after row, booth after booth of seating. It's all restaurant style seating. And like I mentioned before, one of the brand pillars is that complimentary breakfast. It's a full hot breakfast with an omelet station, made to order omelets. That's all served out here. So all of these Schaefers in the morning will be running omelets made to order right here. You've got some cold items like fresh fruits, maybe breads, your cereals, all that other stuff is served out here. So as I mentioned before, this is the satellite bar. And this used to be, or it was originally supposed to be an outdoor patio area that we covered up. As I mentioned before, it's not quite ready. Of course, we need to put up a nice bottle display, a countertop, some glassware racks and things like that on this side. So not quite ready, but, and TVs. Of course, we got to put up some TVs, make sure people can be entertained out here. I think it'll serve well when we've got banquets, when we've got certain types of meetings going on. We can do like a full bar service here. We can host parties, things like that, private parties, and not disturb the flow on the guest side or occupy Bar Louie. So now we're walking into the banquet space. So this is another highlight of this particular hotel that makes it a little, not unique, but it is out of the ordinary for Embassy Suites to have such an expanded banquet area, right? Banquet facilities. So this is kind of a pre-function area. It's just, corridor. Sometimes you'll see coffee stations or limited buffets, but really it's just for traffic over here. So in a typical multi-day conference, you guys would usually come into a conference and there's what they call a general session where a bunch of people come in and or everybody, all the attendees come into one session, and that's where you might have a keynote speaker, you have an introduction, and it's sort of the kickoff event for the whole, couple of days that you're going to be here. Once that's done, then people go into what are called breakout sessions, right? And those are like individual either classes or informational sessions and things like that. So on this side, we've got the ballroom space, which can be divided into up to 5 sections. And then over here, we've got the breakout space, which likewise, it can be divided into 5 sections, but they're much smaller sections. So let's go ahead and take a look at the ballroom. Whoa. Yeah. This is our grand ballroom. I think it's about 8,500 square feet, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see, we've got those divider walls over there that are kind of pulled out a little bit. Very flexible space, and you can have a lot of side-by-side meetings. So even these big pull-out partitions are soundproof as well. So you can have like music going on here and still have like a kind of classroom or testing center next door. This is where, for example, a general session would happen, right? You put the stage, big old screen, speaker in the front, and then just a bunch of theater style seating here. We've got like 800 chairs or so to like fill this whole space, right? Let's work our way over to the breakout rooms. So again, kind of a miniature version of what you just saw over there, right? We have all these partitions that are pulled out. They go into those little sections over there, into those little nooks, and they get hidden away. So you can have one big long room here, or you can have 5 or 6 separate ones. So, as I also mentioned earlier, these are our 2-room suites. Just like the name would suggest, right? It's a 2-room suite. So you've got the living room over there, bedroom over here. This one's a king version of it, which means that it's gonna have a, let me see if I can get this right. It's supposed to have a booth shower, like a stand-up shower, which let's make sure it does, right? Let's make sure I'm right. And I'm right, okay, good. So if you're in the version that has the 2 queens, you'll have a tub. Why? Because of kids, right? So if you're in 2 beds, that suggests you're probably, with kids or need the extra space. And so we have a tub. And I know because I have small children, the tub works out a lot better when you're trying to hose them all down. Of course, we've got the nice flat panel. So the cool thing about this is that it's 2 TVs, 2 phones. You've got the desk here and a desk in there. So really, if you want to kind of make 2 bedrooms out of it, this is also a pull-out couch, like I mentioned. So you've got all the stuff down there. The bed is already kind of prefixed, and then the closet on the other side will have the extra bedding, like the extra blanket and pillow and all that stuff. The other cool thing is like this room is adjoining with the following room. So if you kind of want to make this into a whole 4-room setup, you can do that too. If 2 people have the 2 adjacent rooms reserved, you can actually turn this into a nice, parlor suite type thing. So that's sort of it. Every room in the whole hotel has sort of this mini bar area, or the kind of a wet bar area. Hilton Honors members, Golden Dime members, they get put on a Hilton Honors floor. And there they have, in addition to the Keurig, they also get some snacks and things like that. So we serve cold brew coffee and a carbonated like nitro coffee as well. So, and we have pretty much the whole Starbucks menu. Sometimes we don't get the new seasonal stuff because we're not like a full-blown Starbucks, but we serve a lot of those items. So that's the other highlight. And it's right here in the lobby, located right by the front desk. So everything's very convenient. That's it.